not someone honourable.
After Rick caught Michelle texting the Premier, Mr Rann severed the relationship.
With this ring, I be wed.
Just months later, in July 2006, as Michelle and Rick's marriage was crumbling, the Premier got married, holding his reception at Adelaide's National Wine Centre. Last month, Mike Rann was at the same venue for a fundraising dinner. So was Rick Phillips.
Witnesses say the attacker launched himself at the Premier without warning. It's alleged the Premier was hit several times in the face with a rolled-up magazine.
Did he say anything to the Premier?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
He said he had some issue. Do you remember my wife? Blah, blah, blah.
Do you know the guy who attacked you?
I've never met him before.
You say you've never met him before. Do you know what he meant by what he said to you?
No, I don't.
If I speak out, that I'm going to be subjected to, or possibly subjected to, because of sub judice provisions, he's in contempt of court. So everyone else thinks they can talk about these things, but apparently I can't, and I'm the victim.
Rick Phillips was arrested, interviewed and bailed. But we've checked with the South Australian Police, the Director of Public Prosecutions and the courthouse. And 7 weeks after the alleged assault, we can reveal Michelle's husband has not been charged with anything. And, of course, even if charges were laid at this late stage, this story would not have come out in court until well after the state election in March.
So you clarify your position is that there wasn't a sexual relationship?
Tell me about the final phone call you had from Mike Rann.
He was very cold, very direct, and that's when he did say, you know, you better start preparing yourself to leave the marriage now. From that point on, that was when he changed his phone number, and there was no contact from there.
During the relationship, Michelle Chantaloy had confided only in her mother, 2 close friends and her sister, Lisa. The attack was the trigger for her to finally come clean to her husband and her sons, starting with the youngest.
And he's like, Mom, when you were talking to Aunt Lisa, I actually overheard you, and I went to bed that night crying, and my heart just bled from that point to know my youngest son was holding on to something that bad with his mother. And I said, can you please forgive me? And he's, he's like, Mom, I went to bed crying that night, and that next morning I forgave you because I love you. You know, you're my mom, and it just broke my heart. And your husband, has he forgiven you? It's too raw. It's too raw. That is seriously the hardest thing. Is to live a lie for so long.
All right. Now, obviously, this all goes to why you're now telling the truth about this, your motivations. But, I mean, we have to declare for the record that you're also being paid for this interview, so money's a partial motivator.
That's not motivating me. That's not motivating me. The thing that motivated me was Rick needs to know the truth. Money's not the issue. It is not the issue.
So why have you?
Why
have you? Yeah,
why?
Tell me why.
I'm just trying. I'm taking responsibility for my own bad behavior, and Mike Rann should take responsibility for his own bad behavior.
How? What should he do?
What should he do? I actually think he should be apologizing to Rick and my family and to his wife Sasha, and probably to the public as well.
And Mark Riley joins us now. Mark, what happens next?
Well, Chris, there's already been a massive amount of interest and debate in the media and in the Parliament over this. The action of the politicians has already closed down question time, and the Speaker of the House is threatening to resign. And Mike Rann, well, on Friday night, his office denied the allegations. Yesterday, he very pointedly 3 times refused to deny them publicly, and today it's an official no comment. Tomorrow, he says he'll make a brief statement.
And what about Michelle Chantaloy?
Well, Michelle Chantaloy has been working as a receptionist at a public high school in Adelaide, and just 2 weeks ago she was told that her contract wouldn't be renewed. Now, that government high school is in Mike Rann's electorate, but there's no allegation that the Premier had any influence on the decision to sack her. But Chris, this story has a long way to run, and I encourage people to watch 7 News this week for more revelations.
I'm sure you'll be keeping an eye on it. Thanks, Mark.